side.
Wow,
Hello there.
she's cute.
We have some RSI like branding right here. We have some patches over here commemorating the Zeus Mark I. And we also have, out of the wrapper, a Pico the Penguin Black Ice Edition. This Pico has seen some things, but I can fix him. I swear I can fix him. We also have a bunch of awesome stuff. We have this UEE flag. Let's make sure that we're holding that up properly. Look at that. We have a UE flag for you guys to celebrate your patriotism for a united empire of Earth. This thing is very long. It's kind of the Foundation Festival colors. I kind of like that it's, yeah, I'm going to steal that. That is mine, and you're not getting it back. What else we got? I know we have some more merch. Someone get me more merch. Oh, here we go. Thank you. We have a new keychain. Ooh, this is really nice. Camera guy, we got keychain. We have a bunch of cool stuff. I am being told, however, that I think that's all the merch that we can show because we want you guys to be here at CitizenCon getting it. So I think that's just enough time we have here at CitizenCon. I'm going to throw it back over. We're going to continue the show. We'll see you guys back here later. Take care.
They're saying ice it.
You're
I'm
streaming
wearing
now, right?
jeans. It doesn't work through
Yep.
it. You know, people tried to get me to take my pants off backstage, and I'm like, no, I didn't do it. It hurts. All right, guys. I think that's long enough of a break. Let's get back to some presentations. How about it? All right. We have the first of two amazing presentations. This next one, Dress to Kill, is, well, what can I tell you? Who remembers CitizenCon 2016? Please welcome to the stage. Who is it? I can't see it. Oh no, it's supposed to say his name on there right now. Show me his name. Nick Beers!
Thank you. How's it going? Hello, hello. So my name is Nick Pearce, like Jared mentioned. It's my second CitizenCon, but it's my first time presenting, so I'm very excited to be here. And just on behalf of myself and the team, thank you so much for coming to this presentation. Thank you. With that said, I'm here to talk to you about an initiative that was first introduced right here at CitizenCon in 2019, and that's adding distinct purpose and specializations to armor and clothing in our game. So let's get started. So, Star Citizen is a game about almost everything where you can do almost anything, with so many different options of gameplay, whether that be mining, piloting, FPS combat, or even a captain of industry. Unlike other traditional MMOs, we don't impose rules or classes onto the player. In real life, people are not just one thing. I'm sure you can all relate. I've had many different jobs. I've not always been a game designer. In fact, it was only a week ago that I found out that Jared used to do tech support for prosthetic legs. It's true. You can ask him. That said, if you're like me, you like to excel at whatever you're doing. So that brings us on to the concept of specializations. This is about bringing more purpose, more considerations, and more decisions to armor and clothing you wear beyond just looking cool. So what are they? Specializations are the focus of your current daily adventure. That could be a daring racing, a cargo hauler, or a first responder. Specializations are a series of attributes assigned to each piece of clothing and armor in the verse to allow you to make informed decisions on both how you want to look and how you want to perform. What are they not? Specializations are not assigned classes. There's no magic toggle where suddenly you're forced into a role like a cleric or a wizard or even a pizza delivery person. They also do not limit you. You can still do almost everything in any armor and clothing you want. You just won't do it as well as you could have if you had specialized. Why are these necessary? Well, specializations enhance gameplay depth. They add a level of roleplay and immersion. Specializations can provide a sense of ownership of your playstyle. At its core, SC is driven by choice, with specializations offering a deeper layer of player options. And that's the option to excel, to fool around, to min-max, or give yourself a unique challenge. Specialization allows us as developers to make gameplay experiences that are deeper and more complex. So whether you're a salvager, a bounty hunter, or a medic, there will be specialized suits that will help outperform your peers. So at this point, you may be asking yourself, okay, well, how do I specialize? It starts by determining your playstyle. What do you want to do today? Are you going to be a trader, a smuggler, an assassin? Is there a void in your organization that needs filling? This is a decision you get to make and remake every single time you log in. Or, if you're like me, perhaps several times in a single play session. Once you know what you want to do, it's time to start hunting for the right gear. Specialized items are not intended to be found in any old store. You're going to have to do the legwork. You'll have to align with some of those guilds and factions that JJ and Benoit just talked about in the previous presentation. You'll have to explore the galaxy, find hidden stashes, and rare opportunities for better gear. Specialized items are meant for those who are willing to put in the work to exceed at your role. And once you've done all that, it's about selecting the right combination of armor and clothing. Yes, I said it. Mixing clothing and armor is built into the very fabric of this new system. Can I get a hell yeah? All right. All right. I know you guys have wanted this for a long time, so yeah, great. And to tell you even more about this new system that we do called Starware, please welcome to the stage lead character technical artist Armando Lira. Watch it, bro.
Thank you so much, Nick. Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be here presenting for the first time. How cool
Say
are
hello to my little
specializations?
Brent.
We're sure you'll enjoy finding the best combinations for your playstyle. And for that, we had to create a system that gave you all the freedom that you deserve. It's something that I am sure you've all been waiting for so long. Starware. So if you're... Are you tired of choosing between clothing or armor? Yeah. So finally, you'll be able to mix and match. Starware is fashion that meets purpose. As specializations provide you with a multitude of stats to combine, you'll also be able to choose the visual style that you want. But
The middle
beware.
guy is dressed like an
With
idiot.
added options also comes the responsibility of choosing the right combination for the right situation. Let's look at some of the possibilities that Starware will be able to provide you.
The guy has a lisp. Oh, wow. He has the COVID mask.
As you all saw, the possibilities are huge. Like, have you ever wanted to put on a jacket on top of an undersuit? Yes. Yeah. How about an armor on top of a sleeveless shirt? Or even without no shirt at all? Like
2 jackets.
backpacks or clothing? Yeah. So Starware allows more customization than ever.
Can you wear 10
But
hats
be
at once?
careful, certain gameplay implications will still be
Endgame,
true.
that's endgame.
You won't be able to go into the vacuum of space without a space-worthy undersuit and helmet. And in certain planets, you'll need a breathable mask or helmet to survive. I hope you guys are excited about this as much as we are. And we've heard what you all want, and we're making a system to bring it all to you.
The people.
Only if you vote Kamala.
But that is enough about Star Wars for now. Let's go back with
Vote-
Nick
vote
and learn more
communism,
about
and
how
it will
Star
bring
Wars
everything you want.
specializations will improve your gameplay.
For free.
We could,
In your gulag.
Well done, bro.
Your gulag will have a simpet, monster simpet.
All right.
It will have a
Thank you,
pit.
Amanda.
I don't know about the
It's a nice
sim.
dancing as well, by the way.
Yes,
So
exactly.
as you can see, the Star Wars system is about adding function to fashion. We are still Star Citizen, one of the best looking video games out there, but we're always going to make sure that you look your best, but now with added purpose. So to recap, we're going to go through, we're adding intent and purpose
Oh,
to
that's
all our
cool.
clothing and armor sets. As designers, we really want the visuals to match the stats that our great character art team have made. So for example, if a pair of pants look particularly armored, chances are they'll have modest damage mitigation to match. Many armors will be specialized for distinct use cases. Currently, we realize right now bigger is generally better when it comes to FPS armor, and we know that shouldn't always necessarily be the case. There will be some armors that won't have EVA thrusters built into the suit, so you lose EVA capability. Some armors won't even be space-worthy. Specializations means getting better at certain things at the cost of attributes and others. This is about compelling you, the player, to make tactical decisions for every situation you may find yourself in. So now let's look at some practical use cases for the Star Wars system. Whilst all our armors are becoming specialized, let's take a look at a select few, which I will add are some of my favorites. We are going to assemble a team to tackle one of Star Citizen's most anticipated adversaries that you'll get to meet later on. Let's meet our first specialization.
The Vandu. It's a great name, Vandu. Like Vandal, but in space. Space Vandal. Dude, everything looks incredible, unbelievable. Look at the faces, how distinct they are.
All right. All right, so we have our leader. Let's get into it. So the player's choice of clothing will be crucial in a way it hasn't been before. With magnetic plates built into many clothing items, players can now holster both primary and secondary weapons. However, in the near future, there will be locations in SC where armor and weapons are strictly prohibited. Clothing allows the player the opportunity to access these restricted areas without needing to change. And some clothing will even allow the player to conceal smaller weapons from security, should the need arise.
Pretty cool.
Another new addition we're going to be introducing is flight penalties based on the mass and size of your armor and clothing. You'll still be able to fly in medium and heavy armor, but you're restricting the precision of your control. If you're enclosed like our leader is here, or a flight suit or light armor, you'll be able to fly unrestricted. Now, if we look at an overview, we've cherry-picked 6 generalized stats to give you like a high-level understanding of how various clothing and armors we specialized. This is by no means a comprehensive list of everything we have available to us. It's just a little, yeah. So here you can see the leader has low protection compared to a full suit of armor and no EVA capability, for obvious reasons, but has great movement, low emissions, allowing them to blend into bustling cities and stations. The leader really excels at freedom of movement here. Let's meet our next members.
But that's not the point of the leader. Dude, everything looks so amazing.
Oh, it's Ryan Gosling.
Wow, that suit is awesome.
Okay. So here we have our pilot. If you remember, back in 3.23, we introduced our first specialized helmet visor, the combat visor. This introduced the dynamic crosshair and all the magazine information on your HUD. This is our pilot visor, which allows the wearer to link with their ship and cast MFDs directly into their visor. This provides the pilot with all the essential data like ship health and shields, so no longer will the pilot need to break concentration during an intense situation to look down at their MFDs. Again, like the leader in this situation, there'll be no penalties to flight, plus with added G-force resistance, the wearer will be able to get the most from out of their ship. So if we look at the pilot stats, they have fantastic mobility. Like I mentioned, great G-force resistance for when combat takes them to
Buy
the
it
limit of
now
human
from
endurance.
the store.
And finally, this suit comes with the best EVA capability in its class for when remaining in your ship is no
Only
longer an
for,
option.
not for poor fags.
Here's another variant in our flight suit class, the racing
Look how
flight suit.
stylish it is.
This is
very
what our
stylish.
driver will
Yeah,
be
I
wearing.
like it.
Yeah.
This suit, unlike the pilot flight suit, has features which are more streamlined, which allows it to have truly unmatched G-force resistance for the hardest
for
corners on the
concierge.
most challenging of racetracks. It also offers great oxygen capacity and thermal protection for those planets with hostile environments. So as you can see, this flight suit excels at G-force resistance, but it loses its protection and has much weaker EVA capability. Let's meet our next team members.
The heavy.
Wow, yes. Yes, that's the heavy fucking thing. Yes. That guy is heavy. Oh my god. He should be delivering pizza. The music is amazing. Look at this game is sick. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
All this stuff and
Holy
base building.
shit.
Here's our tank, who is wearing our heavy combat armor. Combat armor is similar to what you're used to, only we're specializing it even more for combat. So what does this mean? We want our wearers of heavy combat armor to feel like walking tanks. The armor should provide fantastic coverage to limit any weak points they may have, and actually have a greater damage mitigation than what players are currently used to. Due to its mass, the armor will also feature the strongest resistance to force reactions, so that's flinch, stagger, and knockdowns, which brings me on to a full suit feature. If the player is wearing a full set of heavy combat armor, they will not be able to be knocked down by small arms fire. Thank you. However, as you can see here, for all that protection, coverage, and stability, we have some major trade-offs. You're going to lose your mobility, stamina will run out much quicker, and your movement speed is severely reduced. The majority of combat armors will also lose built-in EVA thrusters, meaning you're going to have to add additional weight to be wearing an EVA pack. Next up, we have our tracker in the heavy hunter armor. This is another suit in our heavy armor class. However, this one is aimed less at pure combat and more about hunting its prey. This is all the armor for you bounty hunters out there. The heavy hunter armor has the most powerful active scan for hunting their targets. Its scanner outshines all others in locating infrared and electromagnetic emissions, perfect for locating those targets trying to lay low, whether that be human or creature alike. Whilst it's still classed as heavy armor, it does mix things up, so it'll have slightly faster movement and mobility, but it loses the protection. You'll also be able to store more devices like deployables and throwables. So as we compare the stats, whilst not as tough as our combat armor, it does gain an increase in mobility, and while its scanner is the best of the best, the armor is also incredibly noisy and emits powerful emissions. So while you may find your target with ease, there's a good chance that they'll know you're coming for them. Next up, let's look at our last additions to the team.
Sniper.
Damn.
All right. I can tell who the fan favorite is there, yeah. So we have our sniper, who is wearing our light stealth armor. Here's another example of a full suit feature. If the wearer has all pieces equipped, so that's helmet, core, arms, and legs, due to its mass and the suit's material, their missions will run so low that they will be undetectable on radar. With it being light armor, it also has a great level of mobility and traversal speeds, meaning should the wearer be spotted, they can quickly escape or reposition with ease. And remember, with it being light armor, no flight restrictions. So with the best stealth and fantastic speed, it's a must for any players looking to assassinate, infiltrate, or in this case, be a sniper. However, the protection provided is minimal. You don't want to be engaging in a full-on firefight in this suit. And just to reiterate, folks, as well, like great specialized armors like this one and all the ones that you've seen today, you're going to have to put the work in to have these at your disposal. And finally, surrounded our group, we have that one friend.
Riz.
Oh, God.
We've all played MMOs, right? We all know that one friend.
The one friend is half the player base.
They know all the rules and the strategy. They can only play for 30 minutes a week. They might prefer a bit of glint on their sniper scopes. Who knows? Well, here at CIG, we also support that friend, so they're on the roster too. So, we have our group. What do you guys think? We fun? All right. All right. So let's see what they face ahead and if they're up for the challenge. And to talk to you about that challenge, please welcome to the stage Senior System Designer, Zach Priest. You've been great. Thank you.
The guy's a natural speaker.
Oh, luckily this thing's only got 2 buttons. So, hello, I'm Zach Priest. I do a variety of things at CIG, but thank you, the people at the front. I do a variety of things at CIG, but I'm mostly a designer who works with AI and guns. So most of you will be wondering, what could the next part of the presentation be about? Well, let's get stuck in. Star Citizen, at its heart, is about community. From our relationship with players to the big dynamic events that citizens work together to complete. We love group content and missions that allow players to work together to achieve a goal. But for our group specifically, you do have to wonder, well, now our crew is assembled, and in a universe as big as Star Citizen, who knows what trouble they could run into. So let's find out what they're going to face. Now, they're heading to the planet Monarchs, which is in the Pyro system. So without further ado, let's find out what they're up to.
The upcoming
It's like a
Pyro
movie,
system.
dude. It's like a movie.
Yeah.
Like these little. It's all in engine.
Yep.
There's so much variety in the vehicles, in the you know, in the faces, the clothes, that you can't tell that it's a game because it's not the same stuff repeating. This is gonna be actually, I think, adjudicators planet. So I'm gonna give you these planets. Like the first one will be yours, true, because it's blue. The second will be adjudicators, and I think the fourth, the gas giant, is gonna be white signals. Is it? Oh, yes!
No.
Oh my god, yes! Amazing. Yeah, but you know what? It was supposed to be, there was supposed to be a desert planet in another system, you know, it's huge.
Yeah.
So if they're putting it on this, then what are they going to put on the Dune? Oh my god, actual gameplay, yes! It's emergent, it's actually emergent.
I love gameplay. Don't you love gameplay?
So the global event will have this warm, I think.
Vice must flow.
It sounds like they decided. So Adjudicator's plan is going to have these things. And then if you grab its tongue, you get 5 AUC. So.
I believe it.
they're killing the local, they're colonizers, killing the local fauna.
Yeah, that's racism.
You know, it's all the expensive shit. It's like the F8C, the F7A. It's like the ones you have to pay.
Just drop a bomb, you know. Mission done.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at some point you're gonna have to think about, how much it's worth to use, for instance, a bomb, because when bombs start to cost 500k a piece.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's how you balance it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same with stages. People think they'll be flying it all day. Yeah, when it's 1 million a day. You have to start thinking about quitting your job. So you can work in the metaverse.
Yeah, you're gonna have to think about fuel, about ammo, because right now everything is cheap. Because sorry.
Because they're testing.
Yeah.
You know those tours in Africa where you can go and kill a lion? So they set everything up for you, and you just pull the trigger and you kill the lion, right? So you can have same stuff in here. You can have an org that has a Nidris, and you just pay them some money, and they take you on,
Space Safari.
Yeah, and then you cut the head of the sandworm and you put it above your chimney.
You tattoo it then as well.
I always wanted to be a space African.
Oh, okay.
Balls of steel.
So those were 10 UEC.
So after you kill it, you do. Oh my, it's huge, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, how many balls do you need to make a wish? Is it
Those
9?
are its eggs, yeah.
A lot of sandworm Viagra you can get from that.
Yeah, for the space Chinese.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm worried about the planet that's supposed to be Dune, though.
That was cathartic. Absolute cinema as far as I'm concerned. The teams at CIG
It'll have
worked
better
so
space
incredibly hard to get to the point where what we just showed you was no tricks, no hacks.
Someone in the
just
chat.
gameplay
That's
that
so
I
evil.
like.
How many of those worms even exist?
I love you too, Groncy. I want to give a
I think you
huge
need
thank
ground
you to
vehicles.
all the people who put in a lot of work to get to the point where what we just showed you is gameplay. As you can imagine, all of that is work in progress. We have some good polishing to do on it, and we didn't want to hold it off. We just wanted to give you an honest view of where we are. That was
So
from a
it's only
build
on
last
one
week,
planet
so
out of the 6.
with that said, monster hunting is coming to Star Citizen. And the best part was starting off this epic series of fights with the infamous Valakar, who some of you may remember from 2016. This absolute monster of a creature is 300 meters long and sees your light fighters just as puny little ants. You're going to need to assemble your quickest and most nimble pilots to dodge the Valakar's ranged attacks, as well as your fastest drivers to bait out the Valakar from the surface, as it's the
What
only way
about
to bring
the
this
Javelin?
mighty creature out of the ground is by disturbing the surface with a ground vehicle.
I don't think the
How's
Javelin
Valakar
can
stack
get
up
this
to our
close to
crew?
the ground.
Well, unfortunately, the Valakar's stats don't really fit on the screen due to being so powerful. But for some context, it's around 150 times harder to kill than an Aegis Avenger Titan. But to be fair, it's most likely to kill you. So how does it do that? Well, the deadly Valakar has a variety of ways of killing possible threats. So for a high-level overview of the fight, it regurgitates rock-hard sand that has been compressed inside the Valakar and uses it as a projectile to target foes. But if something's a bit too close for comfort in the sky, it uses its ginormous body to swipe ships out the way. Anything on the ground that it sees as a threat will have to contend with its bite or its deadly slam. So Little bit fun bit of information. As the Valakar becomes more injured, it will retreat back into the planet's surface. And you'll need to make sure that your ground vehicles stay alive or have backups to bait out the creature again, as well as keeping it interested. So the big question, in a game like ours, how are we going to communicate the health of this creature? Well, things being physicalized is at the heart of Star Citizen. And we know how much of a large fight the Apex Valakar is, and we need to communicate that in a diegetic way. So you'll see here the Valakar's health from 100% to 1%. You'll see its skin getting more battered and bruised as the fight progresses, to give you an idea of where you are and how close you are. So the nice thing about this, it
I also
communicates the
want the
Valakar's
natives
health
to
without needing
worship
any
it, and then they
UI or
cry
health bars.
after I
It
kill
just
it.
purely keeps you immersed in the experience. So, number one question, why do you want to kill the Valakar? Well, because it's fun. But I know you sweaty gamers, so it's got
fun,
loot, also known
exactly.
as harvestables. The Valakar has two very valuable harvestables. Firstly are its pearls. You'll need to mine growths on a variety of locations of Valakar to reveal these pearls. And once you've destroyed the growth skin, you'll see disgusting squidgy innards. But next is its big apex teeth. These are within its mouth, and you'll need a very strong tractor beam to be able to yank these things out. And these
By the new
harvestals
tractor
will not
beam, that's
all
only
come
for
out at the
concierge.
same quality. So you'll be able
I
to
need
learn
the new
more about
chainsaw.
that and how harvestals are going to be used tomorrow in crafting your home.
They need to bring out a chainsaw.
So
You need to
a
buy
fun
the
thing
chainsaw
here
for
is
the
you'll see
next
the
5
character is
minutes.
standing within the Valakar's mouth as
Yeah,
well.
but-
So when it dies, it keeps its collision, meaning that you can climb on
Right,
it.
it's
or
only
have
in a
ships on it, and,
$600
It's
pack.
essentially your playground.
Exactly.
This really shows how big it is, but how big is it really? Well, fun bit of information. When we first made the collision for this model, Star Engine actually gave us an
Back in
error
a sec.
saying, like, no living thing needs to be this big. You've accidentally added an extra 0 onto the size. But to give you an idea of the sheer ridiculous scale of this monster, you'll see here an Idris. Anyone who's done Xenothreat knows how big the Idris is. You feel like an ant when you're in the Idris, and this makes the Idris look small. There's also an Aegis Avenger Titan here as well, but if you look even closer, there's actually a Copion in this image. I'll give you a second to try and spot it. There it is. So well done to anyone who spotted it. So it's big. So for some fun numbers, it's 250 Copions long, 47 Aegis Avenger Titans long, and for our American friends, that's about 3.5 football fields. But lucky for our Copion friends, the Valakar actually comes in different sizes. So you'll be familiar with the variants we've done before with our Quasi-Grazers and our Copions. They're in different biomes and they have different aesthetics. But moving on, we want to also introduce different creature sizes. So these sizes will have unique behaviors, animation, audio, and harvestables associated to each size. So for our first size, we have the juvenile. These juveniles will respond to stimulus, such as noisy footsteps
their
and
young.
loud mining beams.
So
This will
cute.
cause them to burst out the ground and attack anyone who's disturbing them. And you'll find these in caves near valuable harvestables and minerals. So for our next size, adults. The adult Valakars know not to pick fights and tend to remain to themselves. However, if you exterminate too many juvenile Valakars, this will cause adults to show up, which are 3 times larger and
Just
a lot
like
more
in
angry.
Gaza.
Creature sizes are great because they allow us to create varied experiences as well as show you how creatures grow and evolve in the environments they live in and grow up in. Beyond that, we have our Apex, which has the most valuable harvestables and the most deadly attacks. It's also the biggest living thing in the verse, so far. So, in summary, monster hunting is coming. This is the first in a large series of Apex creatures that you
We
need to
invented
gather
monster
your crew
hunting, there's
together
no
to
other
take
games.
down this mighty beast. You need a diverse lineup of ships, ground vehicles, loadouts, and skill sets to take out the Apex Valakar. Everyone at CIG is incredibly excited to get the Valakar into your hands, and we hope it shows that we're not only doubling down on creatures, we're also committed to bringing you gameplay experiences that only a game of our scale can provide. But that's all for the Valakar, for this Valakar. Let's take a look at some other fauna.
You can
Now,
craft powerful
Valakar
equipment.
is very exciting, but I also want to share with you the bigger picture for creatures. So let's start with some Valakar variants. Variants so far have typically just had alterations to their loot and appearance. However, we want to go further with what variants can be. For example, what if the Valakar evolved and grew in a swamp environment instead of a desert planet? Or if a Valakar never made it to the surface and only lived in drowned caves. These are the kind of questions that make sci-fi one of the best mediums. And I can hear the questions already. What does an adult cave Valakar look like? What does an apex quasi-grazer look like? Well, it's these questions that get everyone excited that works on creatures to give you a glimpse into the big picture. All of these variances and differences and new creatures make up what we call our fauna matrix. The fauna matrix is basically our creature encyclopedia. So these concepts should show you that we want to get more weird and wonderful with our creatures. We've started off with more traditional animal references like dogs and birds and cows. But now we're in a position to create the things that we love about sci-fi, which is the weird and the unknown. So looking at where we're going, all of our creatures have been defined for the road to 1.0. We've ensured we've got a rich, diverse, distinct roster of creatures to make each of our planets feel special. As well, as considering the unique elements of various planets, ensuring that they're populated with appropriate creatures. We've been designing creatures in mind so that planets' ecosystems influence their behaviors,
my own
designs,
pet
aesthetics,
Apex
and
Valakar.
With that being said, I would like to give you a sneak peek at our fauna matrix. That's all from me. I'm very happy to bring the Valakar to all of our backers. It's really like nothing else you've played before. I'll leave you with this last video. Enjoy the rest of CitizenCon, everybody.
Pretty cool.
I wasn't expecting to get an animal overview in the clothes segment. This was a segment about clothes. Why are we talking about creatures? Look, so many things to kill. There are people on Spectrum who are like, oh, you put an animal in and immediately you have to kill it.
Of course. I want to see what the Vondul females look like.
You will in about a couple hours.
We have some amazing creatures, but we also have some even more amazing ships. Let's give it up really quick again for that Dress to Kill panel. That was amazing. Everyone there did an awesome job. Now we are back here at Pelakis Workshop. We got cut off for time earlier, so I want to give these guys their due. As you can see, they are makers of awesome Star Citizen miniatures. I mean, just look at the Retaliator, look at the Razor, look at all the Hornets. We have some awesome miniatures here, hand-painted, hand-created by these guys. These are works of art, and if you guys haven't come over to the Pelakis Workshop,
you can play tabletop Star Citizen role-playing with that stuff.
Come check them out. And I'm here with the people behind Pelakis Workshop.
Oh yeah, didn't you say Star Citizen is part of the Battleground universe?
So good?
Amazing.
Yes,
amazing, awesome. So my first question is, how long have you been making models? How long have you been making miniatures?
¿Cuándo estás haciendo miniaturas?
Jesus, you don't even speak English.
Llevo haciendo las miniaturas alrededor de 3 años.
Around 3 years ago, you start to do the designs and the 3D.
Put so much time in these
so 3 years ago, you started making models, and were you always making Star Citizen models, or if not, what made you want to make Star Citizen models first?
¿Directamente con modelos Star Citizen o estuviste primero haciendo otras cosas?
Desde el principio, empezar el modelaje 3D por las naves de Star Citizen.
He started in this hobby because Star Citizen, he loved the design of the ships, and then start to working on designing, on blending and printing.
Do not let Ben Curtis or John Crew hear you say that. They will never get over their egos. Now, these guys are so great, but how long do they take to make? I mean, how long does it take to, just these works of art that I'm looking at, how long is that process?
¿Cómo es el proceso y cuánto te lleva más o menos a hacer?
El proceso primero es el modelaje 3D de las naves, después se imprimen, después se pintan y depende de la nave.
I can actually understand what he's saying. That's horrifying me.
The first step is prepare the modeling for the printing.
Muy bien.
Design, but he is working to have a proper printing. Then after put on the print, assemble, and then working on the paint. Then depend of the paint that he's using is taking more or less. But for example, this one here, this Redeemer is taking around 2 weeks to have the full complete process.
Sorry, I moved the mic away. That is 2 weeks from concepting to creating that fully painted. Fully painted is 2 weeks. That's a lot quicker than I would have expected. That still is time. But that's honestly amazing that it only took 2 weeks. And finally, my last little question for you guys. obviously I do minis, I do D&D stuff, but nothing to this scale. What is your advice for people who are just looking to get into hobbies like this? What would some good advice for people who are just starting out?
¿Cuál sería tu consejo para alguien que se quiere iniciar en la impresión de modelos 3D?
Actualmente las impresoras 3D son mucho más baratas que lo que eran antaño, entonces yo creo que simplemente comprarse una impresora y buscar modelos para poder imprimir y equivocarte, volverte a equivocar y volverte a equivocar hasta que te salga bien.
Something about cheap
Just
models.
say that now is more easy than before because the price of the printers go down a lot. Then after that, just start to unload models. I start to printing and get mistake, broken models, get mistake, broken models, and now you'll be learning process till you start to be able to make nice pieces like that one.
So try again, and eventually you too will be able to make models just as good as Polakis Workshop. Thank you guys so much. It was awesome to have you guys here. I'm going to cut it over to my good friend Sam, who was at the Xi'an Workshop. Let's get a little out of this world and see what she has right here. Sam, over to you.
Hi again, everyone. I'm over here at the Xi'an booth, and I'm going to introduce you to a very famous guy in the Star Citizen scene. Been around for a while. Would you mind introducing yourself and a little bit of your background with the game?
Okay. Jason, is then Chris the Hero Noah. This was Xi'an for, hi, I'm Chris Hero. And in my booth, I translate the names of the attendees into Xi'an and write it with a calligraphy brush on a special calligraphy paper, and for everybody free to collect, free of charge.
Well, that's amazing. I can see that as the day has gone up, you've kind of done a few more different kind of calligraphy on the wall, and I can't wait to see this kind of grow as the convention goes. So how would you say that a beginner could kind of get started with learning an alien language?
I think the easiest way to learn Xi'an is as a primer to watch the videos Britton Watkins made. It's available on the Star Citizen or Star Citizen YouTube channel. And then after this, we have our Xi'an Linguistic Institute. You can learn the language. We have experts even for Banu and other languages, and you can find everything you need, tools and learning materials we created. Yeah, so this is the way to go.
Amazing. So, yeah, you mentioned that you've got a few folks kind of coming to your booth. You're doing a little calligraphy for them.
You're saying the
are you just
same
mostly
thing,
doing people's
no matter what they're
names?
saying.
What kinds of things
Amazing.
are you doing with your calligraphy?
Yeah, just the people's names. Sometimes, I think mostly phonetic translations. So because the alphabets doesn't match, there's no F in Xi'an, for example.
Should be a drinking game, you know. Take a shot whenever they say amazing.
It's very interesting, and I think it's a very cool service for the community, for me.
Absolutely. Well, it's an absolute honor to have you here yet again at CitizenCon, and I hope we'll
An
catch you at
amazing
more
honor.
CitizenCons going forward. I'll pass you back over to Dan, who is going to go check out one of our other community booths. Dan?
Thank you so much, Sam. Now, guys, it's been a long week. I think most of us here could use a drink, and no one does drinks better than Bar Citizen International. Now, you guys have been killing it this week. I don't know if you guys have been here in Manchester this whole week. There's been a Bar Citizen every single night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You guys went all out. You had an entire city block takeover on New Wakefield Street. I was there. It was massive. How many people were there again?
We had about 2,600 people, which is 4 times
Wow, that
larger
is
than
a
what we
lot
had
for
in
a
LA
bar.
last year. So it's big.
So, for those who didn't hear, 2,600 people, 4 times larger than the Bar Citizen they had in LA last year, which I was at that as well, was massive. So you guys have been killing it with Bar Citizen International, but what are Bar Citizens? For people who maybe don't know, what is a Bar Citizen?
Yeah, so it's really any event that you want to go to, anything can be considered a Bar Citizen. If you got 3 or 4 people with pizza and you're just talking about the game, that is a Bar Citizen. Now, because of all the great things that are coming out in the game coming up and we get to see, we assume that these are going to grow and they're going to become massive. So Bar Citizen International was put together to help coordinators, either veteran, the need
Use a
assistance,
sleeper
or brand new
cell,
people.
which
And it's
at
been
the
great
right
because the
time,
number
when
of
Chris
people that are
Roberts
here, they're
orders
like, I want to run one of these. Well, we've got you.
Fantastic. I know you guys
that's how
have,
the UE
registered events.
started.
Obviously, people can maybe go rogue and do their own. But how many registered Bar Citizen events have you guys had in the entirety of Bar Citizen
She
International?
said going rogue.
Yeah, so we have about 600 events that have established over the last 10 years. So you can see about 60 of these, and then you guys go through with your Bar Citizen World Tour. But you're right, there are many of these that just happen naturally. And so it's really
In
great to
related
see
news,
everyone so excited
CIG is
about
going to
this.
be purchased
and,
by
and for those
Tencent.
citizens that are here, they're like, all right, you're saying this, I'd really like to go. Well, we built some stuff. I mean, obviously we built a bar for you. But for any of these citizens here, you can quickly just join these Discords and find all those great experiences that we had last night. You can find it locally.
And we have-
So we're really excited to see how this grows, and we can't wait to do this again.
Well, we are always excited to be at a Bar Citizen. If you guys haven't been to one yet, they are fantastic. And yeah, I guess last question is, what's next for Bar Citizen International?
Well, what's next for us is working with all the coordinators to figure out that next step. We want to find ways of kind of creating that concierge program for the coordinators that have been doing this for 5 to 10 years, because they put a lot of effort into this. And at the same time, how do we streamline this for new people that just want to raise their hand and say, I'd like to do this? So.
Awesome. Well, as a community producer, I can't thank you guys enough. Nick, good seeing you again, bumping into you yet again here at CitizenCon. I think that, unfortunately, is it for us here at CitizenCon today. Don't worry, don't cry. I see the tears forming. Be brave. Be brave and be strong. We will be back tomorrow. But Sam, any last words from you?
Yeah, it's just been such an honor to talk with all of the community this year, and I can't
Dude,
wait to
can't
show
you
you
put a
guys some
woman that
more
looks
tomorrow.
good?
So make sure that you tune in then.
Yeah, and thank you once again to our sponsors,
120
Versa.
million.
Thank you
Can you
again to VKB. Thank you again to Scan Computers. We could not have had CitizenCon without you guys. Thank you to Toby for your cosplay competition. You guys have helped make the CitizenCon the best one yet. And I think that's it for us. So from Dan and Sam here on the show floor, we'll see you guys again tomorrow. We have one more panel before the very mysterious redacted at the end of the show. Let's head over to that panel, shall we? Thanks again, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Okay. I've almost got full mobility back. You know, when they tell you Chris Roberts isn't ready, go take a run. Don't take it literally. All right. Find also, quite frankly, if I may say so, find someone that looks at you the way that Scrap from Bar Citizen International looks at someone doing a CitizenCon interview. That was just so intense the whole time. All right. As they said, as Dan and Sam said, we have one more presentation left. It's a big one. Beyond Pyro. We're looking at what's next beyond our next star system, which just went to PTU, yeah? Viva Cati, all right. I've been in this world for so long. So please welcome to the stage one of my favorite people at CIG, and I don't say that lightly. A man whose last name took me 3 years to learn to pronounce correctly, and I'm still not entirely certain I did it. Please welcome to the stage Star Citizen's creative director, Mr. Ian Leyland.
Hello, everybody.
Did I say it wrong? I did.
Yeah,
okay.
good.
I did.
It's good.
I still didn't get it.
One day. Thanks, Jared. Hello, everyone. Wonderful to see you all. Thank you for coming out. Did you guys see that worm? Really cool. All right. So right now, it's all hands on deck to make 4.0 the best experience for you. Richer locations, deeper gameplay, better experiences. All with completely new and wonderful music from Pedro, which will create an evocative and emotional backdrop. Rich and I have been working directly with Pedro for many months now. Beautiful music awaits. But today, I'm going to talk to you about what's beyond Pyro. So let's strap in and we'll take a look. My name's Ian. I'm the creative director for Star Citizen. And let's start by looking up into the stars and saying hello to an old friend.
Let's Those are the new effects, the new quantum. No, Zeus! I think that this system, because it's barren, you're supposed to make your own bases. Because there's nothing apparently. It's like a homesteading system. Nix.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe they're putting it out together with the base building at the same time for synergy.
Yeah, could be.
Awesome. All right. So this is Nix system. Nix was discovered in 2582 by Carl Larry during the height of the newly formed United Empire of Earth's territorial expansion. Its most defining feature, and the source of its name, is the sprawling black dust cloud that occupies most of the system. The dust cloud severely hampers visibility and can interfere with your ship's scanners. This system does, however, border with Vandal space. So, visitors are being advised there are Vandal raiding parties hitting locations throughout the system. But, despite this, a small community has formed in the system, and this is on an asteroid in the belt between Nix 2 and Nix 3. And this asteroid is called Delmar. And here it is, hidden deep in the Glacium Ring. But actually, Delamar should be, and now is, an actual asteroid. And as it's an asteroid, the space is a zero-G location, giving a unique identity for a landing zone. So let's take a closer look at the main POI on Delamar.
Is anybody watching the stream in 4K? Is it possible to watch it in 4K?
Let me check. No, there's no 4K option. I don't think Twitch has added 4K officially yet.
I think they're streaming on YouTube, and I think their Twitter said the YouTube could be 4K. But I'm not sure.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So, for all that remember, it's awesome to be able to say, welcome back to Levski. And for new players, let me tell you why it's a cool place. This used to be an old mining facility, which was mothballed and then abandoned. There is an internal network of abandoned tunnels and mine shafts, and these are now populated with refugees, fugitives, and criminals. This is also the home to the People's Alliance, who you'll be doing some work for. And as Levski was made some time back, it needed to be updated. so that it can fit into current gameplay features and systems and mission loops. So let's take a look at the first update, and that is to the hangars and landing services.
Nice. What are we looking at? What is that?
It's a Kraken.
Release the Kraken!
No, I don't think so.
All right, cool. So Levski is still perched over the borehole, but now has a suite of hangars that are arrayed around and inside the borehole. We're also increasing the quantity of hangars. This is to meet the ever-expanding players per server to remove hangar wait times. And this pass will be done for all landing zones in the game right now. And for players that don't want to store their ship, docking services will be added high up on the cliff walls. Now, other than hangars and docking services, there are other ways to enter the location, which are also getting new updates. Let's take a look.
I think the trip from Levski back to Stanton might be like an hour or something.
Through the jump point.
Yeah, if you wanna, you know, you have to jump and you jump again.
Yeah.
This is the communist.
It's the Levski autonomous zone.
So the specialized armors, I'm gonna put them on the spec as optional, like whatever player wants to
All
pursue
right,
them.
awesome. So around the main entrance, there's still gravity plating for on-foot access. And these will lead to open landing pads for quick drop-off and pickup. And we're also adding access to gameplay areas for a variety of local missions and gameplay types.
I love gameplay.
And as you saw in the video, there will be banks
my favorite
with
gameplay.
exterior freight elevators. These can be used for quicker gameplay loops without requiring hangar services.
Take a drink every time they see gameplay.
Now, as this is a zero-G location, it also gives an opportunity for another type of specialist freight services. Let's take a look.
It's the quality is very high. It looks like a model. It looks like real or something. I don't know. The lighting is amazing. And, wow. that? A space elevator? Oh, house. Wow, that is cool. That is very cool. They're busy. And that's what the Vandula attack.
So our citizens finally
So
absorbed
first
Tetris.
off, now the borehole goes all the way through the asteroid, which is awesome to fly through. And down at the base of the asteroid, there will be banks of exterior 0G freight elevators. These will be priority access for Hull series ships. So for all the Hull series folks, we got you covered.
I got both of them.
Oh yeah, did you buy the whole thing? Yeah.
The same functionality is also coming to space stations in both Stanton and Pyro.
Nice.
But wait, there's a little bit more. Let's take a look.
We're gonna have a hard time deciding where system to play at.
Yeah.
Why not all?
we need more clones.
More. That's exactly what I was gonna say. 5 accounts for each person.
All right, cool.
The guy looks like Phil Collins.
The external freight elevators will now have direct access to cargo decks to be able to quickly sell or pick up for the next run. So that concludes some of the exterior updates coming to Levski. But the interior is also getting some updates to bring them in line with current gameplay requirements. These will be spaces like cargo services, as we just saw, for hauling and supplies, and refinement centers, so you don't need to travel far to refine your ore. And we're updating the interior layout to provide better access to gameplay spaces. So to conclude, Nick's system will be the next system after Pyro. Yay! Delamar is now a physical asteroid with a 0G play space. All right, not so much. And we're updating Levski to fit current gameplay mechanics and gameplay loops. And most importantly, we're adding local areas for gameplay content. Now, speaking of gameplay in landing zones, let's leave Levski for now. And let's jump to Rainy Arcop.
Couldn't you just said missions?
Which is missing the most gameplay spaces right now. So we're continuing the Building Interior Initiative. We're adding additional districts to landing zones, which are gameplay focused. These gameplay areas will interweave with the landing zone, but ultimately will be independent. So for Area 18, let me introduce you
What about
to
the non-gameplay
the municipal
areas?
works.
Exactly.
And this will be split into 2 locations. The actual municipal works, which will be an open world sandbox area for all players. And the lower municipal works, known locally as the depths. which will comprise of several instanced levels. So, how do I get to the Municipal Works? The Municipal Works is accessible in multiple places in Area 18. Some will be available to everyone, and some you'll need to unlock with mission progression. As an example, here's a map of Area 18 Central. And as I said, there'll be various access points throughout the landing zone, and some will be easier to access than others. These access points will lead to transit systems, taking you deep into the underbelly, eventually reaching the Municipal Works. And the Municipal Works will have spaces like maintenance, filtration, and the sewer network.
Everybody's favorite sewer.
Which is what we're seeing here. It's a
Finally, sewer level.
This is
So
why I
down
wanted
here,
to play a
it's an
space
open
game.
world sandbox for you and other players, very similar
Tomorrow they'll
to
reveal the
contested
swamp.
zones in pyrostations. It's an area to do local missions, like exploration, repair, or even
Gameplay
pest
missions,
control.
though, or
No, non-gameplay.
But the main purpose is provide access to the depths. And these will be instanced areas.
Why, though?
So, what is an
For
instance
gameplay.
area? Well, an instance
Okay.
area works in the same way as an instanced hangar. And as the name says, it's a separate space for you and your group. But why do we want to do this? This gives us the ability to create tailored missions that will provide a mixture of content like combat or exploration or puzzle gameplay.
Combat gameplay, exploration
Fundamentally
gameplay, puzzle
allows us to
content.
design challenging,
Meaningful
meaningful
gameplay
content.
content.
Yeah, gameplay content.
What about social gameplay? Yeah.
All right. So let me
Dating
illustrate.
You got to play War for the Crown for that.
Going over here. How the depths will be split by levels.
By gameplay level.
Now, stay with me on this. We're going to rattle through it quick. So let's say you're in level B01. You're running a mission, you're having a great time with the curated content I just mentioned. But down here, you'll have to do a variety of content
There will
over
be
a
a
period
worm.
of time
Giant worm.
and over multiple play
Sewer,
sessions.
sewer worm.
At the end of the mission, you'll find an access point, which will bring you back to the landing zone. And you'll do this loop multiple times.
You
with
have nothing better to
different
do with your
mission
life.
content. After achieving the required amount of progression, your access level will be upgraded. So this time, you head down the access point elevator, and now it takes you all the way down to level
New
B02, and you
gameplay level.
continue on with your journey. Now this is your new area with different mission content, new rewards, and a new access
I don't
point
see the point
back
for
to the
this.
LZ. The same as B01, you'll do this loop multiple times. And you guessed it, eventually you'll get access to level B03, and we continue deeper. With each
Yeah, are you-
level you unlock,
are you meant to be shooting
you
people,
access
or-
new areas.
When we get all the way to
For
the end,
new
you get the
missions,
helmet of one of these
you'll
armors.
access new, more challenging,
Or you
curated
can buy it at the
content
store without
and
doing any of
access
this shit.
better and better rewards. And this is what will form progression.
See what the chat is saying. Who
content.
asked for this? Can we fight Diablo at the last
Gameplay
level?
progression-based gameplay content. It's a unique gameplay experience.
So as I just described, was a very condensed version of an actual play sessions. But this still describes the unique gameplay experience.
It does look
Landing
cool.
zone areas which will offer long-term gameplay progression. So that concludes this section on gameplay spaces for landing zone. We're excited to show you more. All right. So we're going to head away from ArtCop for now.
Someone says they're trying to be like
Let's
a
look again
roguelike.
into the stars. And now we're going to talk about solar systems. All right. Stanton system was the primary system in the game. It serves as a lawful system, It's protected by the UEE and will continue to be evolved and updated as we balance it with other systems. Then we have Pyro system, which we've spoken about at length, and this will serve as the primary unlawful system.
Pyro and Nyx are
And it's
both
the perfect
Greek
contrast
words.
to Stanton. Then, as we just saw, we have Nyx system. It's not a totally unsafe system like Pyro, but it depends on where you go, as it borders Vandal space. See that little bit of red? That's Vandal space right there. And the UEE does not protect this system.
You should make the new cult logo with the Greek flag in game.
But
yeah. Well, I
we've
don't
got
like
a little
the
bit
Greek
of
flag.
space there, haven't we?
I don't like any of the flags. The democracy flags are all garbage. The American one is pretty good. It's different, but
Not even the
All
British
right.
flag.
I thought you were saying click system
No.
then. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm not sure about that one. All right. But we got a bit of room at the bottom, so it would be a shame not to fill it in with something, right? So if we get a big cheer, we'll reveal the system. Are you ready?
We know it's Terra.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Here it is. Oh, wait. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So,
he's edging
let's
us.
take a sneak peek at system
Getting
number
edged.
4. Here it is. Well, it's awesome, right? All right. No, in order to reveal the fourth system, let me take you on a little history lesson. And to do that, we're going to
I
load
have to
up
leave for
our
work
old
soon. I
friend,
wasn't take too
the
long.
Galactipedia. So, we're back in the height of the human-Xi'an Cold War. Tensions were at breaking point. In 2542, Armistead Perry introduced a designation line for a group of 8 planetary systems that marked the borderlands between Xi'an and human
Borderlands.
Colonial.
The United Planets of Earth designated the systems as no-fly zones and utilizing them as military staging grounds. But one system on the Perry line offered a key strategic position
It's Odin,
for
isn't
a
it? No.
potential invasion
Oh,
into the
could be.
Xi'an Empire. And that system was
Oh.
Castra.
Okay.
But luckily for us, war was averted, the Perry-Line Pact was signed, which was a peace treaty between the now UEE and the Xi'an Empire, so the Cold War ended. The systems of the Perry-Line were divided up between humans and Xi'an, and fast forward back to present day, humans and the Xi'an enjoy a more prosperous relations, and everyone's cool. So, the fourth system will be Castra.
So it's not Terra. Interesting.
History lesson's over, so let's jump in and find out a little bit more. First, we have Castra 1. Here it is. Castra 1 is a dead, coreless planet because it's too close to the sun to be terraformed for human habitation. So instead, the UEE Navy used Castra 1 for target practice, giving it the nickname of Bullseye. All the weapon testing throughout the Mesa era has left Bullseye covered in craters. And as you can see, it's super toxic, meaning ground exploration will require high-end environment suits. And as you saw in the weather demo, raging storms will create difficulty of access, giving risk and rewards for adventurers seeking unique minables and other items. Okay. Then we have Castra 2. The second planet from the sun is called Cascom. And this was the location of the military's staging area. Since the system was opened up to non-military settlement, it has since become a center of trade and tourism, but is still considered an Earth-centric traditionalist system, which prizes citizenship above all else. Let's head down to the surface and check it out. Breaking through the clouds, you'll find a landscape full of Great Lakes and lush crimson forests. And as you saw in the CTG presentation, you can see how we're going to make these worlds with the new technology. High up on the mountain range, here at the highest peak, we can just make out the landing zone called Sherman. Which is fondly known by its residents as the island in the sky. Sherman is currently in pre-production, but I wanted to take the opportunity to show at least a sneak peek. Let's take a look.
Bull shots. Wow, there's trees. Great music. How is that safe?
Yeah, it's against safety regulations.
Hey, is this? No, it's Polaris.
Yeah. It's a big Zeus.
Oh wow, that looks cool now.
All right, I gotta go.
All right.
Okay, guys. Catch you later.
Later.
See ya.
Awesome. Let me take you through some of the areas of Sherman you just saw. The dominant landmark you see in the center is Spaceport Ulysses, named after the mountain Sherman is sitting on. This is where they staged the bombers that were on active rotation, waiting on any sign of any aggression. But now it's mostly a commercial spaceport. The Navy still has an airbase here, but it's a great place to see some big ships of the UEE. Commercial hangars are located inside the main trench. And even though this is a converted from a naval base, it still has an impressive military flavor. And speaking of military flavor, the original AOV-9s anti-orbital cannons are still present around the defensive walls, with most of them being decommissioned once it became a civilian city. Over to the left of the spaceport is the Sparrows Industrial Park, home to the sprawling cargo yards and manufacturing plants. The Sparrows has evolved from its days as a military supply and munitions depot into a bustling and modern industrial park. To the right side of the spaceport is Fort Riggs, which originally used to house the Army when Sherman was used as a staging point for a potential ground assault of the Xi'an Empire. Since the area was decommissioned, it has now been turned into a business park and is the governmental center of CASCOM, with the Governor's Council headquarters located here. As this base was built during the Mesa era, as humans were expanding their borders, this introduces a new architectural style for humans. Between the First Travarian War on one front and the Xi'an Cold War on the other, a new style called Henoism arose. With an emphasis on prefabrication and fortification, the designs were robust, durable against warfare and harsh enemies and harsh environments. And from all the locations we just saw, high up on the upper wall, you can see the commercial district, and specifically the Ansel shopping complex. Situated high above the sprawling main base below, the Ansel area originally served as the command center to Sherman's military operations. Inside this building, you'll find key areas like the Edge of Oblivion Bar, which was converted from the old officers' lounge. You'll also find Eckhart Security Headquarters, and you'll find the Mercenary Guild headquarters. The other areas in the commercial district include the OPA towers for habitation. That's the building on the left. And on the right, it's the Imperial Sherman Infirmary. There's also the Reeves Military Museum, where you can experience the history of humanity's military and the role that Castra has played in keeping the Empire safe. And finally, we have Overlook Point, which is the name of the vantage point and park situated in front of Central Command, which has the best view overlooking the landing zone. So that's a quick overview of some of the key areas of Sherman. I think it's devastatingly beautiful, with a rich history and unique mood and vibe. Awesome. So before I go, I want to thank you all. You are all awesome. All your passion, all your dedication make our lives as devs so much easier. And thanks to the CIG staff, who's the awesome work we're seeing in front of you.
So that's 4 systems without counting the 2-3 systems in the squadron.
So thanks again. You are all amazing, passionate, and enabling us to dream big. Enjoy the rest of your show.
I'll just do that. All right.
That was awkward.
Okay. We're just about at that time. Before we get there, I do have a couple announcements. Now, this time last year, I did a couple announcements and it made a couple people upset. I used this opportunity to call out a couple of people who bothered me. Mostly, I just want to say the ground floor and the first floor can be the same floor. No, we actually do have some actual honest-to-goodness announcements. Two of our partners, Scan Computer and VKB Joysticks, are doing giveaways for the people here exclusively. Now, there are numbers on the challenge coin that was in your swag bag. I'm getting this data as I'm here, so bear with me. So everybody should pull out your coins. Yeah. And I'm going to call out some numbers. And if your coin matches this number, you're going to find Dan. He's that guy over there with the bouncing thing. There we go. And he's going to give you your prize. So the first prize is for a set of VKB joysticks. The number we're looking for is 2272. 2272. Anybody? All right, well, pass it along if you find 2272 VKB joysticks. A second set of VKB joysticks, 3404. 3404, you can head on over there and pick up your VKB joysticks. And the grand prize is a computer from Scan Computer, they're a vendor here, built into a Kovalex shipping box. So I'm going to give you 2 more seconds to pull out your challenge coins here. The winner of a Kovalex computer is challenge coin 413.
Can you find something cooler?
413? What? You get it? All right. Find Dan over there. If you don't claim your coins, hey.
they don't give a
the
shit.
Thing. It just says the thing right there. I'm just reading the thing. All right, guys. It is approximately 5 o'clock. If you check your CitizenCon schedules that were handed to you inside your gift bags, at 5:30 is our special redacted portion of the show. That gives us approximately 30 minutes. So 30 minutes to stretch your legs, to get something to eat, to buy your last piece of swag, to check your challenge coins, and go and collect your swag if you need to. And then at 5:30, I said it before, I'll say it again, don't let any force on this earth stop you from being in these seats. We'll see you at 5:30, everybody.
You think we should cut the... Well, I guess we should cut it. Alright.
Cut the stream?
Yeah, cut the stream.
Alright.